Phil's a Manchester City fan. Phil, good morning.
Good morning, gentlemen.
You're more accepting of the mistakes, Phil.
I have to say I'm with Danny in a lot of ways. Just give me a chance to offer my argument about it, because a couple of months ago, as a Manchester City fan, I watched Fernandes score a goal against Manchester City to win the game for them when Rashford was massively offside, went for the ball, missed the ball, and Fernandes scored. Clearly put the goalkeeper off and the defenders off. Shouldn't have been allowed.
Correct.
Are we learning when Manchester City score a goal? Last Saturday, I was at the game. Clearly, Akanji was offside, clearly interfering with play. Goal was allowed. What have they learned from that? They've learned nothing. They've made the same mistake on 2 occasions for the same type of goal. And let me be clear here. I'm not having a go at the referees, because I referee and I know how difficult it is. VAR is killing football. Yes, it gets a lot right. But every time we score a goal, we can't celebrate. We're looking at the monitors to see whether VAR are checking for an offside or for somebody running in a funny way down the wing, and perhaps we can disallow the goal. VAR...
I'm surprised you say that you referee in one breath and then you say VAR's killing the game.
Well, VAR is killing the game. The referees aren't. We accept as referees and as football fans and as spectators that referees are human and are going to make mistakes. What we can't accept is when supposed clear and obvious error, which takes 5 minutes to achieve, by the way, takes them 5 minutes to decide whether it was clear and obvious from 37 different angles. How is that clear and obvious? They're human beings on a football pitch. Let them make mistakes like they used to do. Yes, there'll be whinges, but it'll be forgotten. This is killing.
But it's a very subjective argument, you see, because I'm assuming that the Arsenal fans on Sunday afternoon wouldn't think that VAR was killing the game the moment that Garnacho's goal was reviewed by VAR and subsequently disallowed. It depends which side of the argument you're sitting on at the particular time.
Well, I'll interject there, because what you're talking about now is that, that result might have been different, but the linesman might have put his flag up if there wasn't VAR that he knew he could go back to, because the linesmen are encouraged to keep the flag down because of VAR.
Good point. But why have we got VAR?
Well, you're going to go down the line because of the endless managers,
refusal to accept,
and you're probably right,
from fans, from the media, the refusal to accept the facts that ultimately decisions, and we've got precisely what we deserve. There.
Yes, you read what you said.
But Phil, just to be sure, let me get this right. You, as a referee today, would wish VAR to be scrapped?
No, I don't.
That's what you just said.
We should. Well, no. What I'm saying, Jim, is that we should do VAR how it was meant to be used. Clear and obvious errors. That doesn't mean looking at something for 5 minutes to decide whether the guy was offside by his toenail.
I agree.
It doesn't mean that if somebody's going over in the box or going over outside, whatever it is, if it's clear and obvious, we should have a time limit on how long it can take them to have a look at it to see whether it's clear and obvious. And if it's clear and obvious, give it, because they've done it many times and it's been brilliant. What we don't do is we don't use VAR for clear and obvious. We use VAR
for everything,
to go to the finite detail of everything that's gone on to make sure that goal can stand. That's wrong.
Phil, thank you very much indeed. The previous caller, to me, Joe, virtually nailed it. And Harry's former assistant, Kevin Bond, is listening intently this morning. Morning, Kevin. Is saying, what a great point your caller Joe made a moment ago, though. Consistency is near on impossible with subjective decisions.
Of course it is. And interfering,
and you're right, Kev.
Interfering with play is a subjective decision. It's not a binary decision.
It's pretty simple.
Well, to some extent, you might think it is, but ultimately, if you're seeing it from one angle and a guy in a VAR room is seeing it from 4 or 5 different angles, it becomes subjective about what is interfering with play.
No, it becomes obvious.
What in the vision of the goalkeeper, in the line of the goalkeeper?
That's not the rule.
Okay.
It's not about being in the line of the goalkeeper.
What is it then?
It's about his effect on the goalkeeper, his effect on the play.
By being in the line of the goalkeeper?
No, so Akanji wasn't in the line of the goalkeeper. But the ball he was near enough to jump over it. He wasn't in the line of the goalkeeper, but he was in line of the ball.
Would you be prepared to say to the producers at Match of the Day, I won't be in this Saturday, I'm working in the VAR truck? Would you go in there?
Depends how much they paid me.
Would you go in there?
I'd love to give it a go, but do you know what? It's not going to happen. The problem you've got with that is that...
Why is it not going to happen?
Because you then add another voice to the equation.
What
you've got more problems.
What you should do for people like Danny is run a simulcast, which is basically a complete
like
simulation of an environment where Danny gets to run alongside a live game and give his verdicts at the same time as being given by the other people, so that you'd see what he did and what he didn't do.
I'd watch that.
Yeah, do you know what? That would be a good experiment for a lot of us.
Let's not go crazy.
Jim White and Simon Jordan. Monday to Friday mornings from 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.